What the is this piece of
Seriously, what the hell was that? Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. My name is Luke Radowski here of wearechange.org, and there's a lot of absolutely wild and crazy news to get into today, as of course domestically the situation is a little tumultuous, as internationally the big bureaucratic government officials are looking at starting another crisis, another conflict that of course you, your people, and everyone else will be paying for against those pesky Ruskies that really do seem to be like the perfect enemy of the West. We're going to be talking about that, plus all the latest developments as it looks like Zelensky and Hunter might be fleeing soon. What's really going on here? We're going to be talking about that, plus a lot more here on this independent media broadcast. If you like this shirt that I'm wearing, you can get it on thebestpoliticalshirts.com and see it in its full glory without any kind of censorship. And the clip that we played in the beginning of this broadcast was done by the extremely talented John Haccarella, who made this video meme. He calls himself a video meme assassin, and I would agree with that. He definitely deserves a follow. Go check him out, as his latest iteration at what was going on at the White House is just absolutely brilliant. One of many particular videos, as of course, this is definitely a meme-tastic opportunity that the White House has once yet again provided us with a cringy Christmas video that a lot of people are saying is bizarre, freaky, and quote, absolute garbage, and I would have to agree with them. What in the world is going on there? What in the diversity hire is going on here? It's like John Podesta's art just came out in real life. Like, why? Why? How is this? What is this? As a lot of people are saying that this is the perfect Hunger Games aesthetic, and I would have to agree with them, as a lot of other people are juxtaposing the previous presidents of the United States' wife who had their own Christmas decorations, comparing it to the celebration of this administration, highlighting that, there's a bit of difference between them. As culturally, also specifically with architecture, especially when it comes to art, when it comes to memes, when it comes to entertainment, let's just be honest here. If it's from the left, it's usually woke. It's usually just absolute trash, like it's supposed to be, because what better way to downtrodden a people then of course make everything ugly around them, including the buildings, the art, the movies, the TV shows, as there has been, in my opinion, an all-out war on the human spirit that is being waged in many unconventional ways, even including, of course, with weaponizing mass migration, as the migrants that have been flooded into many American cities are taking away the resources from some of the poorest people in our society. This says now we have another report that 8 buses arrived overnight holding 400 migrants who came in saying that they haven't eaten in 3 days. This the latest report from @Viral News New York City, as these tolerant leftist bastions of woke equity usually promote the policies that are the exact opposite of what they call for, as they not only make life difficult for everyone else around them, especially the poorest people in our society, but then they also, on top of all of this, start to racially discriminate against individuals like the Boston mayor that just had a Christmas party where white people were discriminated against and told not to come. As of course, we have another situation of an abolitionist in the streets that is colonized in the sheets. Another person claiming to hate white people with a white boyfriend. But hey, I ain't hating, whatever floats your boat. This as the government keeps creating more and more problems for everyday people in our society, which we think of new solutions for, specifically on LukeUnfiltered.com, our own members area, where we specifically create content and video reports centered around giving you the best information to make sure that you are not a victim of the larger psyops out there. Again, we have 10 years plus of exclusive videos only available for members, a huge library on all sorts of topics when it comes to addressing stress, when it comes to sleep, when it comes to exercise, when it comes to diet. We talk about that, plus a lot more, all on LukeUnfiltered.com. As of course, we're going to have another very special report for members right after this broadcast, centered around, of course, making sure that you make the best health decisions for yourself. Again, lots of things to get into that we can't get into here on this particular broadcast. That special video only available for members. You could also buy memberships for your family members. All you have to do is get an email. They literally get emailed a username. They get to log in, and they also get 3 master classes, a forum to talk to other individuals, a members-only store with some really spicier t-shirts that we can't even show you here, and a lot of really cool exclusive meetups, contests, giveaways, and just, I've been going all out here. I'm going to be going even more all out in 2024, as we have a lot of really incredible things available for members coming in the next upcoming year. Sign up right now. It's quick, it's easy, it's simple. Click the link down in the description below. Go here, join us for less than $15 a month. You could also sign up yearly, save $25 as your support and continuation of being here with us. This is the best way to be involved in our independent media organization. Is more crucial than ever. See you there. Right after this video, of course, we still have a lot of things to talk about, as I think Kim.com really summarized our current situation very well, retweeting a news site that talked about how now Donald Trump is leading Joe Biden across all 7 swing states, 11 months out from the presidential elections, which Kim.com responded with by saying, quote, "Prepare for war." And it's fair to say that there's a lot of things related to this topic, as of course the Washington Post is reporting how the Pope is calling for a global treaty on artificial intelligence because it is, quote, "a risk to our survival." I would actually agree with the woke Pope on this. This says we have terroristic organizations threatening Americans now after it got involved in, of course, more Middle Eastern conflicts, as the House just passed a massive $886 billion defense bill, which also allows the FBI to spy on you even more. They already spied on you very extensively. Now they're going to do it even more, as now the bill goes up to the Senate, where they will be deciding how much money Ukraine and Israel get, if there's going to be anything done for the border wall, as it looks like the House Republicans once again capitulated, as there are extortion efforts being put on us by the Defense Department, by the President of the United States, literally saying, hey, we got to give tens of billions of dollars to Ukraine, or it's going to be Americans that are going to be sent over there to lose their lives. A manipulation technique, an extortion effort that, in my opinion, is playing the American people like a fiddle. As, of course, in Ukraine, we have a situation that is not that advantageous for the Ukrainian people, as the latest reports that are coming in are showing that the Russians are having massive gains inside of that territory that now they are claiming more and more of, as the president of Russia just announced during his press conference that, quote, "there will be no peace in Ukraine until Russia's goals are met," as it definitely looks like we are on the verge of a total collapse of the Ukrainian military and its resources that are, of course, dwindling. This, as the president of Russia also announced that he's going to be running for re-election, as during the press conference, he also came out and criticized Israel for what they're doing to the citizens of Gaza, urging, of course, quote, "greater humanitarian aid to the region," as he described how previously he was naive with, quote, "excess truthfulness with his so-called partners in the West." This, as the sheer amount of people and resources he has, clearly has a huge advantage over the Ukrainians, that there are some rumors going around now that the president of Ukraine is actually looking for a plan B, a way to get out of the conflict, to potentially even relocate himself to Florida, according to some unverified reports. As it's important to note here that there still are no real documentation or evidence of this, but personally, if you are Volodymyr Zelensky, and if you are losing a conflict and you have your own people calling for a regime change inside of your own country that you are in charge of, a plan B would be advantageous. And there are a lot of different ways to, of course, hide property purchases inside of Florida through businesses, through LLCs, through documents that, of course, hide public disclosures of property purchases. Is Zelensky purchasing some property in Florida? Well, let's just be honest with ourselves. We don't know. It's not confirmed, but it would seem like a strategic, smart move for him to make, especially with the tide turning in the Ukrainian proxy war between Russia, as even the mayor of Kiev has recently called him out and criticized him for being the same despotic leader that he claims to fight. This, as of course, Volodymyr Zelensky might not be the only other person fleeing, as Hunter Biden is reportedly telling friends, according to the Daily Mail, that he is considering to flee the United States if Donald Trump is elected as president of the United States, which overwhelmingly, the poll numbers show that he is. And let's be honest here, if you're Hunter Biden and you had so many of your clear violations of the law obfuscated, ignored, and just whitewashed by the current administration, by the justice system, yeah, it might be advantageous for you to flee the United States, as of course the political prosecution, the legal lawfare that now the Democrats have entrenched this country in is probably going to blow back in the face of Americans and create a very difficult situation for the Democrats that essentially started this conflict if the Republicans win, if the Democrats don't do anything sinister as a way to compromise and stop an election from moving forward or a presidential candidate from being able to run. As of course, we have to understand here that there is a lot of clear wrongdoing by the establishment, by the Justice Department, by the federal prosecutors here, who of course are offering plea deals of a lifetime, who are using the soft-handed, gloved approach on Hunter Biden. Meanwhile, the former president of the United States literally faces 750 years in jail. This, as Hunter Biden recently just skipped congressional deposition, as the former president of the United States is attacking Hunter Biden for not doing so, even though Hunter Biden came out and said that he wanted the deposition to be made public for the rest of the world. All of this is happening as the House is also voting on opening up an impeachment inquiry on the current president of the United States, as a judge just dramatically paused the J6 election interference trial of Donald Trump, delaying it significantly as we all wait to see what is going to be happening to the former president of the United States, who clearly is on the fast track to once again win a presidential election. What will the system do? What stops will they pull out in order to try to stop him from doing so? Well, that's something that we are going to be keeping a very close eye on, as of course there's a lot of individuals saying, hey, they're just going to start another conflict. Hey, they're just going to start another major psyops or another major new Pearl Harbor-like event in order to justify some kind of larger nonsense that will prevent an election from moving forward. What do you think is going to be happening from here? We don't have the magic 8-ball, but it's clear that the establishment, the Democrats that have weaponized the justice system, are on the defense. They are cornered, and a cornered animal is a very dangerous animal. How will that animal respond to everything that we are facing and dealing with right now? Well, who in the world knows? Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys actively signing up to LukeUnfiltered.com, clicking that button in the description, signing up. We're going to continue the conversation there centered around health and wealth. See you there right after this broadcast. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys actively watching and sharing this video, and that's why I love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on wearechange.org.